Hi everyone, my name is Marina and I'm very happy to see you here on my YouTube channel. Today we have a practice that is entirely focused on inner thigh, hip and hamstring stretches. So there will be no vinyasas, no downward facing dog. We will just stretch in a more gentle, easier way. You will need a set of blocks, especially for like malasana, a side lunge, to make the poses easier. And for one stretch, we will need a little bit bigger space on the wall. But somehow, if you're practicing away from the wall, I will suggest you taking a different stretch, so you'll be fine. All right, so let's come together as if we're coming into the child's pose, just not reaching all the way down. And we'll begin just with a little hip movement. So from here you will be reaching forward, step left foot to the side of the mat, just a small step, and turn the toes out and turn the knee out and step it back. Now step the right foot on the outside of the mat, toes out, and step it back. About 4 more. Left foot, knee out, right foot. 2 more. Left, right. Now step the left foot forward, rock backwards, rock forward, step back. Step right foot on the outside, rock backwards, rock forward, step back. 1 more time, each side. Rock backwards, rock forward, step back. Right foot, back, forward, sit back. Now step the left foot on the outside, but toes are more facing forward. And here we'll find a few circles. So really moving into the hips, trying to sink them down, trying to shift back. Already here I feel a nice stretch on the inner thighs of the left leg. 1 last circle. Perfect. Step it back, and we'll just do the same on the right side. Toes are facing more forward. You don't have to step very far away. Let's keep it easy. Circular movements through the hips. If you do this for the first time, you might be a little confused. But just shifting forward, side, back, other side. 1 last circle. And step it back. Tuck the toes, come up onto the feet. And we'll take a yogic squat. If you feel that your heels are lifting up and you cannot lower any lower, stay here. And again, try just to wiggle from side to side. As high up through the hips as necessary. If you can go all the way down, go all the way down. Might be roll the foot on the outer edge and open the knee away from you. Beautiful, just a few more times. From here, we'll find a little stillness in malasana, yogic squat. If necessary, you'll place a block, might be 2 blocks under the hips. You'll wiggle the feet a little farther forward. If 1 block is not enough, but 2 blocks are too much, place a block and a blanket over it, or a block or a pillow. If even here it's hard for you to find the balance, sit with your back against the wall. So a little lean onto the wall with your sacrum, with your hips. Beautiful. So here the intention is to open the knees as wide apart as we can. So slightly press with your elbows on the inside of the knees. And try to lift through the stomach and chest forward and up. A few more breaths here. The glutes are working. The strength of your glutes is what allows you to open the knees wider, and that's what creates a deeper stretch through the inner thighs. One more breath. Beautiful. Set the block aside. Make your way into the tabletop. From here, extend your left leg out to the side. Number one thing is to flex the foot and point the toes up. So not inside, pointed up. I hope you can see like this, yeah? Not inside, up. As you point the toes up, your knee also points up. So we're externally rotating through the left hip. Do you feel the stretch through the inside of the left leg? I feel a lot of stretch, but there is a little effort through the flexed foot, through the rotation, melting the stomach down. Hold it here. If you feel a lot of stretch here, hold it. Otherwise, tuck the right toes and try to sit the hips a little farther down towards the floor. You'll feel more stretch through the inner thigh. Hold it here for a moment. I know the right toes might feel slightly uncomfortable, but they're fine. For me, it's fine. If you want, untuck the toes and come forward. Relax. One more time. Sit down. And come forward. Sit down. And now walk your hands to the left, diagonally, in the middle of your legs, and hold it here. By now the toes are a little tight, so you can untuck if you can. Perfect. Reach forward. I know the toes got tired. Move the left leg forward. Find the half splits. Flex into the left foot. Feel that you're not only reaching down, but you're also reaching forward. One more breath together. Inhale, reach forward into the lizard lunge. So both of your hands to the right of the left foot. Option number one is to hold the lizard lunge. Option number two is to roll on the outer edge of the left foot and press the left hand onto the inner thigh of the left leg. Hips are sinking down, the chest is lifting up. Option number three, to lower down onto the right forearm and again press. 5 breaths together. This is intense here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option number 1, to continue hold lunge just a little longer. Option number 2, Remain on the right hand, on the outside of the left foot, and pull the right heel towards you, left knee away from you on the side. Or drop down onto the forearm. Hold it. Chest up. Perfect. Whew. The feet are struggling today, the feet and the toes, but that was a beautiful stretch. Come out. Light circles through the hips, swaying the hips from side to side. We'll go straight away onto the other side. Right leg out. To the side. The foot is flexed. The toes are pointing up. If that is hurting your heel, place something under the heel if you are practicing on the hard surface. Right knee is pointing up. That's absolutely fine if you feel a little less stretch or more stretch on this side. I feel less stretch like this, so you can stay here or sitting back. The intention is to melt the stomach down, lift through the tailbone, chest up. Might be sliding the right leg, right foot a little farther away from you. That will create more stretch, like kind of half middle splits, half frog position, and come back forward. These stretches, they work for all levels. For someone just extending the leg to the side and pointing the toes up, overwhelming stretch. For someone going deeper, and the stretch will be perfect still. One last time. Sit back, bear with the toes a little bit longer, and walk the hands to the center. Hold for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come forwards. Whew. Thread the right foot forwards, half splits. Flex into the right foot. Might be you want to bring your hands onto the blocks. Make sure your hips are right on top of the left knee. A few more breaths here. Wonderful. Shift forward. Both hands to the left of the right foot. And again, remember that you always have options. Hold the lizard lunge here, lower onto the forearms. Number 2, roll on the outer edge of the right foot. Might be just hold it here. Or might be bring the right hand towards the right thigh and press it away from you. As you press the right leg away from you, sink the hips down, relax into the hips. Oh my goodness. Overwhelming through all the sides. Front of the hip, inner thigh. Oh, hold it here. Might be dropping down onto the forearm slowly. Hold. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Nice. Either go for a regular quad stretch or keep the right foot on the outer edge. Keep the right knee away from you and bring the left heel towards you. Notice, move the hips a little bit if you're comfortable in the stretch, and find a better positioning for yourself. Might be, oops, lower down onto the left forearm. This is advanced, or not advanced, but this feels intense. So choose the place where it feels best for you. All the stretches work well. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Step it back. Perfect. Step the right foot forward. Come up into the wide-legged stance. And first start by bending into one knee at a time. You can keep the hands to the floor. Feeling for the stretch through the inner thigh, the leg that is straight. We'll do this 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. All right, move on to the other side and now reach a little bit towards the straight leg. Now you'll feel the stretch inner thigh of the straight leg again, right? Might be a little more intense. Good. Shift sides. Bend the knee and reach your upper body in the opposite direction. Oh, one more time each way. And the other side. Perfect. From here, we'll take a side lunge. I know many people find side lunge very difficult. The block will help you. Might be 2 blocks, might be the block on this height, might be lower. There we go. We are sitting, all right? The block is there supporting us. Use 2 blocks, use a block or a pillow, whatever works. This elbow, press the knee away. These toes, knee are facing up. While we hold it here, point those toes and flex. Let's go for 10. 1, 2, if you don't need the block, you don't need the block. 3, 4, let me do it just a little, yeah, better like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Perfect. Let's move on to the other side. You're doing great. Good. Again, block if necessary. Never be afraid to try how you can modify. So, I feel quite comfortable here. I'll actually place it a little down. Yeah, if the block is a little rough, again, a towel, a blanket over it will be comfortable. Press the knee away from you. Make sure this knee is gazing up as much as you can. If you have to stay all the way up here, that's where you are, and that's fine. Feeling the stretch? Perfect. But at the same time, you're building a lot of strength. Good. Point and flex for 10. 1. Good. 2. 3. 4. I'd prefer towel over my block. 5. 6. 7. 8, 9, 10. Let's take a couple more breaths. Press the knee away. The block is really helping to focus on opening the knee away. And actually, right now, with the help of the block, I feel more stretch than what I feel without using the block, because I have more leverage to use my arms to open the knees wider. So try it out. Perfect. Oof, lifts up. Let's take a wide-legged standing forward fold. Feet are parallel. Might be here in the half lift position. You feel a beautiful stretch through the back of your legs, through the inner thighs. If you can, fold deeper down and maintain the length through the back, go ahead. Might be feet closer together. Couple breaths, wherever you are. Perfect. Slowly lift up. Come up or come down. That's the time when we will take a straddle, supine straddle by the wall. If you don't have a wall, take a wide-legged seated forward fold. I'll create just a little space so that I don't lay on the cold floor. So option number 1, this pancake stretch. Option number 2, turn around to the wall. Right. I will put the sock on. Because with the socks, sometimes the legs are just sliding down the wall better. And I have a white wall, so I'll prefer to keep it white. Perfect. So lift the legs up and squeeze the booty as close to the wall as you can. All the way to the wall. So that might take a little readjustment. That's fine. And from here, straddle the legs. Sorry. Good. And now all you have to do is to become as relaxed as possible. Notice how much stretch through the inner thighs you feel. If you can wiggle the heels farther apart, go ahead. Might be you cannot do it now, but in 20-30 seconds, as you relax, as you soften, you'll notice that you can slide the heels just like 1 inch closer to the floor. Relax into your arms, relax into the face. Focus on the breathing. 5 more breaths. I'm not sure whether it was 4 or 5, but I feel like it's enough. So really slowly, lift the legs up together. Inner thighs might be shaking if you have gone deep enough into the stretch. Bend the knees towards you. Feet can be on the wall nicely, and slightly squeeze the legs together with the help of your arms. Beautiful. Even this in itself is such a beautiful stretch for the hips, for the lower back, release through the lower back. Let's take a while here. Roll through. Oh. Hi. Set it aside. Oh. How are you doing? Removing the socks. And now we'll continue with I'd say my favorite hip stretch, and that's a shoelace pose. So bring your left knee forwards, right in front of you. And now try to wrap right knee on top of the left, in such a way that both of your hips will be on the floor and both of your heels will be on the outside of your hips. All right, if you're doing this for the first time, you might struggle, and that's normal. Might be your knee is not coming all the way down, might be somewhere up here. That's also fine. To make it easier, you can sit up on a blanket or a pillow, and notice how you feel here. Do you feel the stretch through these places? Outer hips? Then might be that's where you need to be, just in the upright position. If you can, you'll try to fold forward as close over the legs as you can. Might be walk your hands all the way forward and drop the head down. Melt the elbows down. A little bit more complicated for me, so I'll stay here. Notice, if your right knee is on top of the left, you're feeling a little more stretch through the right hip. Holding it here. If your elbows are like this, hovering above the floor, that's not very relaxing. You can place blocks under the elbows and you'll be able to relax much deeper. I'm sorry if you hear the sound, drilling sound. But that's fine. That's how we learn to shift the attention away from the noises and bring it inside. So you can consider the drilling sound is there on purpose, just to teach us a lesson. I also like this stretch after the straddle position, after the inner thigh stretch. It's a good compensation. Perfect. Phew, I can stay here for like 5 minutes and feel absolutely happy. A little wiggle. Let's change the sides. Right knee comes down. Left knee on top. Might be you have to lift the hips up and then readjust so that both of the hips are touching the floor. Whew. So now the stretch is more through the left hip because the left knee on top. For me it feels a little bit more intense, but like the pigeon pose for me, it is very intense and it is very uncomfortable. I know that it's good for me. Because I feel uncomfortable, it means I need to do pigeon pose much more often, especially on the left side. But this one feels intense, but it feels comfortable for me. And it hits the right spot. Like I feel this tension through the side. Oh, and it like, moment by moment, it's like fading away, fading away. You will notice, if you hold it long enough, it becomes so much easier and you can go so much deeper. Okay, a few more breaths. Amazing. Come out. We'll finish this practice with the seated forward fold. Extend the legs in front of you. Fold forward. Three more breaths. Oh my goodness, I myself really enjoyed the practice. So if you would like to have really a better ending even to the flow, to the practice, and you have time, roll onto your back, shoulders stand, knees to chest, belly twist, shavasana. Perfect. If you feel like you're done and you have to go continue with the day, you're in a good place. We've done good stretches, seated forward fold to finish. Perfect. Sorry, my eyes were a little bit narrow, closed. Okay, so if you enjoyed this practice, come back to it on a regular basis. Once is not enough. These are good stretches that you can repeat like weekly, at least weekly. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I'll really appreciate that, and it will really support my work, support my channel, and allow me to grow. So I hope to see you on the mat again. Take care of yourself. Much love. Bye.